In this tip, I'm talking about how much you should be moving your head when you're doing your swing. Okay, so a long time ago, Jack Nicklaus was out there saying, oh, you got to keep your head still. Yeah, that depends though. It depends on your eye dominance, how much you're going to be moving your head, and your pre-tilt, how much you're going to be moving your head. Okay, so I'll just kind of go through a few things. I am right eye dominant. Okay, so when I step up to the ball like this, I am a little more vertical here. I'm not totally vertical. I'm on a slight tilt because my right hand is lower on the club. I am not on a big tilt, okay, because I'm trying to look at it out of my right eye. Okay, so if I go like this and I'm on a slight tilt, when I go into my backswing, my head is going to move, and it's going to move, 3 to 5 inches here because I'm trying to coil up and load over onto my back leg here. Okay, so my head would move as I go back, but I'm right eye dominant. Now, Jack Nicklaus, obviously left eye dominant, because when he stepped up to the ball, he was pre-tilted. Okay, this was a straight line here. He's tilted like this. So if he's tilted, he's already pre-moved his head into the position I get in. But because he's left eye dominant and he's tilted, he didn't want to move his head because it was already in position. So that is a situation where you would keep your head still. So if anybody's telling you to keep your head still, you have to know which eye you're dominant in. So I have experimented with all this stuff, and I've just come to the conclusion that I don't like to pre-tilt any more than just a little bit. Some people go more and they like it. That's fine, you can do that. But the more you tilt, the less your head would move. So that's really the point of this tip, is just to get you to understand it, because I know people are out there still telling people, keep your head still, keep your head still. It's like, yeah, but if you were like this, slightly tilted like me, and you kept your head still, how do you get more weight on this leg into your backswing than, you've got to move your head to get over here, plus you're creating an axis in the backswing between your head, your body, and your back leg. So you're going like this and you're coiling around this leg. Okay, to do that, for me, I got to move my head. And so 3 to 5 inches or so, I am moving over there. So right here, to get over to this leg, I got to move my head. Okay? But again, I'm going to move it more than someone that looks like this. Okay? Someone that's like this and pre-tilted, okay, pre-tilted, I'm not going to move my head because it's already there. So if I'm here, all I have to do, coil and uncoil without really moving my head. All right, so let's take a look at Nicklaus here. Here's, when he was a lot younger, he's got driver here. So with driver, all right, you can see his tilt right there. I measured that at 18 degrees. He is on an 18-degree tilt with driver. And if you take a look at it right here, you can see that his nose, let's get on to his nose right here. His nose is literally over his back instep with driver. All right, so he is pre-tilted. Now all he has to do is rotate back, coil back. He can keep his head right in that spot. All right, let's take a look at an iron here. So here he is, a little bit older now. This is a 5-iron he's got. Now let's take a look at his tilt. So he's got his tilt. It is actually 16 degrees with a 5-iron. Again, if you take a look right here, let's measure where his nose is. His nose is right about here. And you can see his nose is basically off of his instep. All right, so what I was saying is I'm right eye dominant. All right, so when I set up like this, my head is tilted on the same angle as my body. If you're left eye dominant, you can easily look out of your left eye right here at the ball. But because I'm right eye dominant, I'd be looking at the ball from over here, which I'm not going to do because that feels weird. Okay, it's difficult. My eyes would be rotated. If your head is like this and you're looking out your eyes like that, to look over there, I'd have to go like that and look over there. And I would never do that. So if I went like that, I can see the ball, but that feels weird. It looks weird, and I don't like it. So I'm not as tilted. So if I'm not as tilted, I'm going to have to move my head to get into this position right here. All right, so let's take a look at how much he actually moved his head, because his big thing was to keep your head still. What I'm saying is you can keep your head still if you have enough pre-tilt. If you're not tilted as much, you got to move your head. All right, so let me put a box on his head here, right there. Okay, so now let's go up to the top. You can see as he's a little older, he's keeping his head in the box, but he actually stands up a little bit here. I don't know why he's doing that. I would assume because he's older, a little less flexible, so he's standing up a little bit outside the box. All right, now let's take a look at his driver. A lot younger here, a lot younger. So now watch. Keeps his head perfectly in that box. Perfectly in that box, just like that. But like I keep saying, you can only do that if you've got enough pre-tilt. If you don't have as much tilt, you're going to have to move your head. That'll allow you to build your first axis between your head, your body, and your back leg, and load the weight over to your back leg. So maybe check that. Figure out which eye dominant you are. Okay, that's very important. And then how much pre-tilt do you have? That will determine how much your head is going to move. And just remember, for me, I like people to be moving or coiling up, loading about 80% of the weight onto their back leg. Okay? Back leg, you got to get over here. Some people go over here and then they start to recenter, and that's fine, but you got to make the move over here. So if I'm here with my head still, how do I see? I'm going to start going sideways. Then I'm going to send it over the top. Okay? So make sure you check that. And don't be scared to move your head, I'm telling you. If you're more like me, a little bit less tilt, right eye dominant, I'm telling you, you move your head, you load your weight, you will have the feeling of way more power than keeping your head still. I truly hope you've enjoyed this tip. You know, I've been teaching a powerful, effortless, pain-free golf swing now since 1991. If you'd like to learn this type of swing, then click on this link right here, or click the link in the description below, and I'll send you some free samples of my body swing book and video series that take you step by step by step through how to build a powerful, effortless, pain-free golf swing.